I want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. When Adam and Eve were kicked out of the Garden of Eden, what happened to the animals inside the Garden of Eden? That is a fabulous question that, to be completely honest, we really don't have an answer. Allow me to explain. At the end of Genesis chapter 3, Adam and Eve are removed from the garden. A door/gate is put up. In fact, the Bible says there is a cherubim with this double-edged waving sword to keep them from ever entering in again. Now, the Bible says they were removed. The Bible doesn't say anything about the animals. At the same time, we know that prior to the creation of whom we know as Eve, Adam named all the animals while he was, quote, in the garden. So you really have two different theories here. Theory number one is that God vacated the whole garden, that anything that was of life was removed. The second theory is Adam and Eve were removed, but the animals remained because they were not subject to the fall that Adam and Eve committed. Now, that would mean that there's a garden somewhere that nobody can find, that God is somehow supernaturally protecting and taking care of the animals. Let me back it up. Let's go to Romans chapter 8. You say, Romans 8, what does that have to do with this? Romans chapter 8, verse 22 says that when sin entered the creative order, it said that all the universe, all the creation fell. Now, why is that important? Because Adam and Eve did not initiate the first sin within the creative order. That would have been when Lucifer fell. Now, the reason this is important, that means that the Garden of Eden was a special place set aside when everything else was fallen, kind of like Goshen to Egypt in the book of Exodus. So, when it comes to the animals that were in the garden, were they subjected to this fall prior to? Were they not? It's really one of those questions that we do not have definitive answers on. What we know is this, that not only did God remove Adam and Eve from the garden, but it says he provided skins for them from an animal to protect them. So I would venture to say it's probably option A, that everything that had life, including the animals, vacated the garden because sin had already inhabited the universe. We just, quote, put it on steroids. Great question. If you have one, send it to AskJeff.net. Maybe your question will be tomorrow's. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at AskJeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.